So that's what we're doing. It will be a support pudge one way or the other.
Well, I knew he wasn't going to play the Lycan.
Yep, exactly. You had that down. We're moving in. Our third and final series of the day. EG taking on CDEC. One of these two teams is heading to the house, heading to the tables to drink their sorrows away, while the other will stay alive. And we'll take a look at who's handling who as everyone moves out. Maybe playing on our Troll Warlord for the side of CDEC. It'll be Q handling the Ancient Apparition. Will end up being the Brewmaster handled, going to be taken mid. And I can't remember his name. You'll clue me in, I'm sure. AUI is going to be, oh, I actually jumped to the other side a little too quickly. The Earthshaker will be played by Garter, and as you mentioned, 7 will be on our Timbersaw. Other side of the river, we got PPD playing on the support pudge. Going to be a pleasure to watch that. Sumail going to be playing on our Sand King. Will be the Tine Hunter, played by Universe. Fear on the Lycan, and the Witch Doctor going to be handled by AUI.
Yep, and I think, I'm trying to remember, I think it's Bachi.
Bachi, yeah.
Yeah, I could be incorrect. I'll have to double check on this to make sure, but I think I'm right. I think it is Bachi. So anyway, they really want to secure this bounty room top, and they assume that maybe Timber, oh, they're actually going to go aggro and put Timbersaw solo against presumably what they think to be the Tide Hunter, and they are correct. He has a lot of regen, though. My God, he's got 8 tangos, 1 healing salve, 2 pool tangos. So, yeah, we'll see. Basically, the only way he can die is through burst and 1 little engagement.
Begins.
7 standing right on top of the bounty. Let's see if he's got the right position. He does. He's taking some damage, but it's well worth the 100 experience and 100 gold. He's actually moving towards top, and maybe they do want to fight or not pit him up against this Lycan, or sorry, the Tide Hunter. I thought that would be a good lane for him, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, it looks like they just want to play things very, very even. They're actually going to be running Bachi down at bottom. And in mid, have they made a decision? Yep, they're going to run maybe on the Troll. So I was curious where that brew was going to wind up. But yeah, going one-on-one, Fear on the Lycan versus maybe. But the big question mark, of course, you shouldn't call it a question mark, the big fun is going to be PPD. And as you can see, getting his pull action on, pulling this mid lane.
Oh, no. He needed to stay uphill for, oh God. I actually don't even know if that would have completely worked just because of how fast the creep was away. Maybe he did it too early, I don't know, but not too good. We'll see if they know that something's up, because those creeps will be delayed to that lane. I'm wondering if they know, but we'll see if he can get it the second time. He's got to rush up to give them vision and make sure they still attack. Okay, yeah, now it'll work. Now it'll work, yeah.
So PPD being cute with the hook and the pulls and all that jazz. And this is going to give Fear quite a leg up here in this middle lane. Maybe should be able to play pretty closely in his face for the most part, though. Down here at bottom, Universe skirting around the edges of things.
That's really bad, too. Actually, Q missed his connect, which is massive. Look how much experience this Tide is going to get. And they have no way of actually killing him. Like, these heroes, unless they block him with the Earthshaker, that's probably the only way. But Universe is already backing up. He knows. Yeah, there's actually not even a war there. He just knows the only time I can die is if I stay up too much right now. So he's just sitting back, blocking his creeps a little bit more, and knows that he's going to get like a free level and a half after. He might actually hit level 3 after this. That's very, very bad for CDEC.
2-minute rune about to pop. 7 going to contest it, PPD. And actually snagged by 7. He picks up the invis. And Garter's going to get his hands on a free bounty.
Yes. Yeah, that connect is pretty easy to make on Radiant as well. They changed the position just a little bit on Dire a ways ago, but the one on Radiant is just pretty impossible to mess up. So I don't know if he was just looking somewhere else and forgot, but yeah, we'll see.
I think PPD knows the Timbersaw is there. He pinged right on top of himself. I can't imagine another reason why he would. Pretty sure he ran into him and was just on top of it enough to notice his character bounce off and change his walking path. But yep, there you go. Throws the hook and gets the pull. And this time, once again, we'll make it up to the high ground.
Yeah, he's got it this time. I'm surprised he didn't actually pursue to kill the camp. I think what he tried to do is chain pull it to this left one and just failed it.
Yep.
He's got to go now. Yep, I think he should get this one. Although they walk very, very fast, or they don't have a very long range of where they go. So, but he does make that one. And actually, maybe he's like, nope, those are my creeps. And he takes them away. Nice heads-up play from Maybe. That's actually a really big deal.
Oh, dude, it's a whole wave that he otherwise misses out on. That's a gigantic deal. Now it's going to push under his own tower.
Yep, and God, look at all these creeps actually.
Yeah.
Too. And look at his, like, they're doing this mid pulling, but it's actually not even that effective. He's actually got more CS with the double wave coming his way, so he's actually going to have much more if he gets all these CS.
Well, for now, tactics are interesting on the side of EG, but in terms of how productive they are, a little bit of a question mark.
Fear taking a lot of damage, actually. If he gets a bash, he dies. No bash luck, but he is going to kill the courier.
Oh, got him.
No upgraded courier because there's no gold. Actually, PPD has enough gold for it, too. This is just, this is not going well early on here. The creep pulling isn't as effective as one might think. The courier dies. It's not even before 3 minutes, so I feel like there's no excuse. Oh, not the greatest things to start.
That's a haste room picked up by PPD, and he's going to have to put the big guy through his paces. He needs to start having more of an impact. As you said, they've managed his pulling tactics pretty well. And we could see Sumail's actually farming quite well. He's sitting at 23 CS. But, you know, how much mileage are they really going to get out of that? Especially given that 7 is now getting plenty of XP and plenty of gold. They're actually going to move PPD over. And a little bit of a lag, but it looks like they're going to catch him easily. First blood. Drawn by Sumail with the help of PPD, and that's exactly what they needed.
Yep, very nice. Good rotation with the haste rune. And, oh, nice block actually from the Earthshaker. But Sumail's just going to scurry on out of there. And he will be fine. Really good that he also got the first blood gold because he's actually almost got his blink, and it's only 5 minutes in, so very nice for him. Peter just suicides himself so he can get back to base. Nice tactic there. How's bottom lane doing? I like this decision to keep the Brewmaster bottom. I think he's going to be their playmaker and securing a fast blink on him, similar to how EG's securing a fast blink on their Sand King is pretty effective.
Sumail nearly died at top. Looks like he must have eaten a whirling death. Yeah, he did, and it very nearly killed him. But did manage to make it away in AUI there to lick his wounds for him. 6-minute rune will be coming up here shortly. Take a look at the CS. Liking it 23 out of mid, 27 for maybe. So yeah, the Pudge mid pulling has not worked at all. PPD now with the smoke. Oh, throws the hook and only finds a creep.
I don't think they get a kill either because the Earthshaker was ready. And if they get a bash here, can he get a bash? This guy is not a bash lord.
Oh!
But he does have the damage. That was so close. I actually thought it was going to, if he lived, it would have been 1 HP. But he's still not getting these bashes, so we'll see if he gets the fortuitous bashes later. But nice job there from both the Earthshaker and maybe playing that Troll.
Illusion Rune spawns top. That's going to be a bounty. Bottom for Universe. Universe, despite how tough that lane should have been on paper, he's actually level 5.5. So closing in on level 6 has really been doing work with the Anchor Smash. Now moving on to the Ancients once again. And he's burned through a lot of regen, but he had a lot of regen. And now at top, we're actually going to see a solo kill as AUI and Sumail manage to catch 7, sleep at the wheel. And we have, you know, I think we need to see a bit more out of CDEC in terms of rotations. They really need to get Q to level 6 soon, I think.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Sumail goes for a straight blink or gets his Arcanes first. I think Arcanes would actually be very, very good on the core, on a one-position Sand King, just because when you're one position, you're probably using your spells just a little bit more because you're over-leveled than you usually are. And I think you need that mana to sustain. Not to mention, it's going to help his entire team. Like, Pudge is going to be lacking mana. Witch Doctor's going to be lacking mana. The Tidehunter would love to have that mana as well. So we'll see what he wants to go for. He's already used his Epicenter, so yeah, no, he's not going to go for it, because if he wanted to get the Arcanes, yeah, he would have bought him at the side shop. So yep, it's just going to be the naked blink.
Blink out, like you said. Well, I mean, hell, he's going to get his gold. He can have his Arcanes as quick as he wants. He's got 2 points in the Sandstorm, which means he can jungle freely. And taking a look at the builds elsewhere, I mean, it's pretty calm and quiet. We're at 7.5 minutes in. We can see it is a slight efficiency lead, given we are tied up in kills. For CDEC, they're at 500 gold. The same is different in experience, though, so pretty much dead even early game.
Yep, we'll see what happens up top. We got 7, he's up to level 5. He has no points into the reactive armor, which is kind of interesting against specifically Lycan, because you can get those procs up, or those numbers up very, very quickly. So he's not going to get that extra armor, and Timberstaw's sitting at 0 armor, so kind of curious about that. Blink Dagger up onto the Panda. They saw the smoke, though, and they're even blocking them with the Wolf. Fear doing some great stuff with his Wolf right there. Look at that. They don't even know.
They have to.
And why does he ult away? Okay, well, maybe he suspected that they could still scurry on through there because he didn't know, but that was some really nice play from Fear.
Universe has the TP out down at bottom. contesting the 8-minute rune, so saw them smoke and CDEC wondering if the game's broke or what.
that was one of the funnier things I've seen this tournament.
Dire's middle tower
Maybe in the meantime, beginning to put some pressure on this tier 1. We are going to see an end around. PPD is hemmed up. He's going to be spotted out. Maybe right on top of it. 7 behind him.
To the damage.
So much damage with a whirling death. That Timbersaw pick is just backbreaking, isn't it? I mean, your entire team melts if he hits any kind of a decent whirling death at all.
Not only is he losing main stats as a strength hero, which is the worst, but he has 1 armor on Pudge, so these auto attacks at only 8 minutes do so much damage to him.
Is under attack.
How big a deal was it that PPD missed that first pull? Do you think that was a big deal, or do you think maybe that was just like,
I don't think it was. Well, I don't know. It's against the Panda. It's not the whole that thought his Q is in some trouble. I think he's gonna die. He's gonna try to TP out. That's a very well. If it gets you to Ravage, I guess I actually think that's worth it.
Oh, for sure.
If I'm CDEC, I don't think that you want to spend your Ravage on that. I would have just let. Well, I don't know.
He's pre-level 6. I think it's worth it to slow him down.
Sure. Yeah, it's a hard decision to make, but again, that kind of opens up a little peace of mind for CDEC, saying, well, no Ravage for a long time. I guess we can take more fights liberally. In fact, Universe, he tries to TP out, wastes it, unfortunately, because Garder's there. Right place, right time, every single time. There's the bash. And that's going to be an easy kill. Actually, Garder takes it, but he deserves it, honestly. His rotations have been on point.
Yeah, CDEC right now, I feel like he's playing this game out just better in general. EG, they went into it with a game plan. Unfortunately, the crux, the first 10 minutes of that game plan have not worked out. This certainly helps. Big epicenter. That's what forced the split from Brew, but now Sumail, little overly ambitious.
That was the questionable decision.
Yep.
He had to have gone in knowing 100% that he was getting that kill, because once he stuns in and he ulties and he uses that Sandstorm, you like. I'll say in general, Earthshaker's actually very good against Sand King because you can always get him out of these situations where most heroes can't with that long-range Fisher. He had to know 100% he was getting that kill where he dies, and he just didn't do the calculations right.
Up at top, speaking of 100% getting a kill, how about AUI taking a spill?
Yep, that's good for them. He actually has a lot of gold under his belt, too. Look at that, 10-minute Shadow Blade. And they were trying to do they were trying to do pulls in mid against this just to really screw over the mid hero's farm, but they didn't even come close to that. He's got more CS than anyone right now. A 10-minute Shadow Blade with face boots. Maybe he's gonna go ham.
Sumail being cutesy, got caught with the tail end of a fissure. There's going to be Shotgun a little bit short. Coming up, here's PPD. Gonna go fishing with a hook. Not gonna find anything. Sumail has another burrow strike and a blade.
Trickle stun, yeah.
Got him. Follow up. Oh, beautiful Kaz. Hello. That's the combination they've been looking for. They may even be able to track down 7. Ooh, hook. Dodge doesn't matter. Fear happy to go ahead and finish that kill off.
Radiant's top tower
and EG in the blink of an eye right back into things. They're gonna take a tower off of that too.
Okay, I gotta say that was a great turn of events for them, and you know, I could be like the nice guy, be like nice plays and all, but there is no excuse for literally standing in a perfect line formation, and they're not even trying to scatter. Yeah. And it's one thing if they don't know that he's there, but they just got stunned by him, so they had to have known.
Oh God!
Gets trucked here.
Oh my goodness!
No hook mana there for PPD to save him, but yeah, I feel like that was just like inexcusable the way that they were walking together, just holding hands like that.
Yeah, they were kind of giving you the grade school routine, the buddy system. And Sumail happy to capitalize on it. But maybe, like you said, he is in a position to, as the philosopher Troll says, go ham.
Thank you, thank you.
Net worth is about 2K above that of Fear on the Lycan. So he's already half a big item ahead of Fear. And again, you know, we saw this firsthand. A well-farmed, all things being equal, Troll Warlord actually just chews the face off of a Lycan. He really just does.
Yeah, and I've seen it in multiple matchups or matches too, where not even just these teams, but other teams will draft the Troll specifically for these heroes that just can't stand against him 1v1. And it's worked wonders specifically against Lycan, who, by the way, is going for a solo Roche. I assume he smoked in. It's spotted out, though, relatively early on throughout it. So Fear, they know that he's there. TP's coming in. There's one from maybe in mid lane. Here it comes. Yep.
So worth it.
No ulti from Fear. He's probably dead here. The hook comes out onto the Wolf because Fear just summoned it.
And now Fear has to run. Sumail trying to buy what time he can with the burrow strike. Maybe going to pursue uphill. Maybe should. Oh, great. Good stone in the low ground. 7's there to help clean up. Sumail caught from behind. Hit with the shotgun. Good hook from PPD. as he saves our Scarab. And gets it.
Oh, they're going to take Roche now, too. This is going to be pretty big. Is there a blink on the universe? No blink on him, but he does have Ravage if he can get a fine positional thing here before this fight.
Well, what damage do they have? They're going to be so reliant on Epicenter, basically.
I think Aoi does decent damage as
Oh,
well.
there's going to be the clap in. AUI caught.
Oh,
Beautiful
very
fissure
nice.
and the Ice Blast. Epicenter's going to be there, but Q already did his damage with the Ice Blast. He goes down. Universe, half health, quarter health. He spins the Ravage, but it's not going to matter. 7 getting this damage still. Big damage output as CDEC absolutely lays the wood and makes them pay. Fear back up, came back in and secured a kill on the 7. Is that going to be enough to keep them out of Roche?
No.
Yep.
I think that they can still do it. Like the damage output control. Well, okay, I guess they don't want to go for it. They just want to get more kills. So what they want to do is not go back to base because they know if they all retreat, they're just going to take Roche. So they know they can't take Roche because they're just too low and they only have 3 heroes. So I guess, you know, push lanes out, look for a kill. And that's what I suppose what they're doing.
Yeah, this is just ultra cautious out of CDEC. I don't really think it's necessary for them to be this cautious, but easy to understand why they would be. It's an elimination match.
Ooh, there's an invis on the brew. No split up for 30 seconds.
There we go. Q. Caught, spotted. There's going to be the hook and the kill secured. Fissure thrown. Caught just PPD. And maybe moving around with the Shadow Blade, trying to find something.
They do have a sentry there, so nicely placed, but he actually got blocked out anyway. If he goes for this kill onto Universe, did he see him? He must have just missed him.
There's going to be the hook. Got Carter that time. Good split of the Wolves. Sumail right there. Doesn't have a Burrow Strike, eating a lot of damage. They do manage to outrun the Death Ward. And EG, yep, they're going to be able to catch maybe. Sentry goes down as well. Big kill. As EG knocks the score, but here comes Brew. There's going to be the split. Ice Blast on the mark. Universe doesn't have Ravage. He's running an AUI. Next to drop, there's going to be Sumail with a Burrow Strike. But the rest got to run away. 13-11. CDEC allowed EG to draw it close, but immediately got things back under control. They still are ahead in gold, but not in experience. And EG's actually hanging and banging quite well this game. But all of their hopes, once again, hinge on Fear.
Yeah, that is true. Again, they're kind of drafting these very one-core-esque lineups. This is a little bit better than the last one because I think Tide just makes any lineup that much stronger no matter whether it's a one-core or 3 cores. It's just Tide's a great team-fighting hero. The Sand King, we'll have to see. I mean, this is an atypical hero for the metagame right now in the sense that it's played as a 1. He is 5-1-5, so he's actually got a lot of kills, very little deaths, and good assists. So Sumail has been doing very well. Had some interesting plays, but overall, great score for him.
Both teams for the moment settling back to farm. A little bit aggressive out of maybe. And Sumail's got a beat on him. He's going to move out, just take the creeps, though. Not going to over-pursue. PPD, not a lot working on this Pudge. He is the absolute lowest in net worth, sitting at 1,700 gold. So, positionally, his hooks, all he has to contribute.
Yeah, and I will say, though, that in general, I do think that Pudge is actually good at, one of those heroes that's good at all stages of the game because it can always make or break a team fight before it happens. For instance, you're pushing in, you get one hook onto a big hero, you ult him, that hero is eliminated just off of a hook. You can have Tranquils and one smoke, and that's your entire inventory, or you can have full 6 slots, and the same outcome will happen if you get that one lucky hook. So he's always kind of relevant, and that's one of the great things about Pudge.
Yeah, I've always kind of wondered why we didn't see him played more as a support. Like you said, he kind of gives you what he gives you regardless.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of how quickly he gets to 6, really, and how quickly he maxes his hook and his rod and so on and so on. But, you know, PPD can still have an influence, and especially in the metagame the way it's played right now, where cracking the base, taking high ground is really the big challenge every team faces, no matter how lopsided the game may be. Pudge is one of those heroes that pushing in or defending from a push can completely swing the momentum of a game.
Yep, absolutely. And here we have a smoke coming out from CDEC. They're actually going to kill a sentry. Maybe he's going to reveal himself. They see another ward on top of it. This is kind of revealed.
Oh! Manages to blink through the hook, and PPD trying to make a play. There's going to be another big epicenter with the Ravage this time. Maybe has to make an escape. Sumail still hiding out. Fear caught up from behind. Brew to get the split off. There's going to be a cast thrown out that's going to catch Q. And a couple of good bounces. Looks like they may get Q behind this. Fear trying to track him down, but decides to think better of it. Sumail follows it up, though. Universe right there. Beautiful four-man fissure. Is that enough? They're going to try to turn this around. Oh, great Echo Slam following the Enchant Totem. And maybe doing what damage he can, staying right on top of Fear. Burrow Strike, though, manages to bring down the Earthshaker. And now Universe still trying to catch up with Q. It's a 2-0, make it a 3-0 as they've got it in. Sumail there.
Oh my God.
So much damage, and Universe may end up dying from that, and he does.
So coming out on Aoi, they're still pursuing. There is a punch hook to save him if he gets in harm's way, or if he gets in a nice straight line. The punch hook needs to come out, it does.
And that definitely saves him.
Yeah, well, we'll see. He's still pursuing him. He's got the Lothars for the extra movement speed. One more attack, two more attacks.
Oh no! PPD got off the dismember. PPD ends up giving himself. Not sure that was worth it in exchange for AUI, but nonetheless.
Probably, but yeah.
It's like a Christmas gift from your Nana. It's a thought that counts.
Well, I do think that Aoi and his farm is a lot more important than Peter, so I do think that was a noble sacrifice. But Aoi actually almost juked the hook. He was like walking in a Z formation, like trying to dodge stuff, and Peter's like, dude, stop walking. I just need to hook you. Just start walking in a straight line.
Oh. EG took a big engagement and ended up giving all of it back over pursuing just a bit. Still remains CDEC's lead in terms of gold. The experience is very close, but EG is actually playing out this mid game much more effectively than I anticipated them to. Standout performer Sumail sitting at 7-2. Is it just me, or is Sumail, every time it seems like I check his KD, especially at this stage of the game, he's always sitting right atop that list, and he's kind of quiet about it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. That's a very good way of putting it. I felt that way as well. Like I thought he was like actually like what 4-3 or something like that. But nope. Actually, speaking of, he does.
There's a hook though.
The hook comes onto the wrong.
No, split, and PPD gives up another one. Down he goes, and actually AUI got spotted through the trees. So he's coming down to a hot LZ, and AUI will be easily cleaned up. I shouldn't say easily. Took him a little longer than he would have liked. That's a triple kill for Maybe, by the way.
Yeah, and by the way, in that last engagement, he got out just because the Shadow played with like sub 100 HP, and you see this area just cluttered now with sentries, but it wasn't at the right time. They needed the sentries up right when he cast the Lothar, the Shadow Blade, and it would have been a completely different fight because he would not have been able to TP in there and get those 2 extra kills at the end.
Tier 2 in mid does drop. And right now we got the Brew working on Roshan all by his lonesome. Here comes the rest of his team though. And we see the counter warding taking place. And we'll see if EG is going to even try to challenge as they can. They've got Ravage up, they've got Epicenter up. They're just going to have to figure out what's going down quickly as Roche is right out of that hot row.
Yep, well, we'll see if Universe can... This is what always seems to happen with EG when they're in a rut like this. Universe seems to deliver, especially on one of his signature moves. It is too late, though, unfortunately. Troll Warlord will pick that one up. They have sentries to scout out the possible snatching or killing of the Aegis from those wolves, so that's not going to happen. And yeah, CDEC is in a fantastic position. Maybe here?
Okay.
Did they not just realize they just roached like less than the screen away? I don't know about that one.
Yeah, maybe just assuming that they would back off. Usually that's what you see the Chinese teams do most of the time.
Well, you know what they say about assuming, right?
Yeah, you make an ass out of your assumption. Or wait, never mind, that's assumption. My bad.
There you go.
22 minutes, and somebody out there is going to get that. It's from a movie. It's from a movie. But for now, CDEC definitely in the driver's seat with a fresh Aegis in the inventory of Maybe. Sumail once again hiding out in the shadows. Still has Epicenter, they still have Ravage, but the Universe is way out in the middle of nowhere. So they're not going to be able, they're not even going to try to defend this.
Yep, no, they can't. And oh, there's a spell the Brewmaster. How's Seven's farm actually? He's got actually not that much, even though they're definitely in the driver's seat. So not the greatest game for him, but in the engagements where he is, actually, you know what? I shouldn't even say that. It's like he's not having a great game, but this is how good this pick was. Right. He's not having a good game, but when he finds those heroes next to him with the Whirling Death, he just does so much damage. It doesn't even matter if he's not having that great of a game, just because of the quality of this pick. Very nice draft with the last pick, Timbersaw from CDEC is definitely working out. Maybe just putting on a clinic here with this Troll Warlord, and he has another 4,400 gold at his disposal. He's coming, wrapping around. how much more time on that Shadow Blade? Only a couple more seconds. He could maybe truck one of these. Lucky bash on one.
Up, going after AUI. AUI pops the heel, tries to run. PPD and Sumail are there. Maybe, though, able to secure the kill very easily. Now PPD caught by the Ice Vortex, slowed down. Maybe trying to catch him on the retreat. Not going to be the case, and he's going Scotty. 2 ultimate orbs picked up.
Yeah, a nice effort there by Sumail. He actually blinked in and tried to force staff. I was like, wait, is Ali going for a... Did he buy a force staff for his axe? And he didn't, but it was just a nice attempt from Sumail. I think if Ali kept running towards the Pudge, there was a chance he lived with the Pudge hook, but he actually ran up, so there was no opportunity for PPD.
CDEC now choking out this jungle. And hemming EG in. This is their last outer tier tower remaining here at top tier 2. And it's not going to stand for long. BKB is done for fear, so a bright spot there at least. But I actually don't think that CDEC's going to worry too much about going high ground. They're going to catch fear out. And can they? No! Split too late, so wasted split. Unless they can catch PBD or someone else napping near the secret shop, not going to be the case.
Huh. Okay, well, that's too bad. But yeah, to build on your BKB point, I don't think they care about BKB either. Like, Troll doesn't give 2 shits about that at all. I mean, he is a hero built and designed to counter these carries, and even heroes like PA. Like, if you get that Monkey King bar, he's a 1v1 carry player, or carry hero, I should say.
EG smokes out of the base. It's desperation time. AUI didn't even get caught with a smoke. And
that's kind of crappy.
Yeah, he's hanging around. EG trying to hope they find somebody. Maybe would be a nice pick. Still does have his Aegis for a few more minutes. And oh, he Shadow Blade. Oh, Sumail went in and missed. And now they're going to turn back around. There goes the dust. Oh, there's the fissure. BKB up, and this is what, look, Fear can't even man up. Has a team behind him and refuses to man up. Knows he can. AUI force staff to the high ground. He's going to turn around and want to go to work on Garter. There's going to be a Ravage from Universe, but I don't know that it's enough. Look at the damage output. The Scotty just makes it impossible to flee.
Oh my God.
And this one may be reaching its conclusion, as EG looks like they can't even stand and fight.
The movement from Maybe is just so impressive. Do you see what he moved there? He was still attacking while he knew that Tidehunter was coming with a Ravage. Didn't even get hit by it. Didn't have to use BKB to evade it. It was just very nice movement. The Scotty is just ridiculously strong. I would not have expected him to buy that, but it's totally worth it, as it's just keeping heroes in place long enough.
They're all melee, man.
Yeah, I know. The melees are really struggling against this Troll Warlord and this Timbersaw.
Tier 3 next on the list. Glyphs deployed. We'll see if EG can defend. PPD may go fishing. Waiting on a little bit of help. He's going to throw it. Nope. Dodge.
Yep, next move of my Maybe.
Epicenter on the way. Sumail going to go in. Got him all lined up again. Big wombo combo. Fear comes in, but it doesn't matter. Maybe is just teeing off. Look at him shrug off the damage. There's a good hook, though. And finally.
Oh, did his Aegis just pop?
Yep, his Aegis just expired.
Oh, that is so bad. I actually think he could have just turned around and hit PPD. Yep, we'll see. We'll see if, no. But she can't. Oh,
big Echo Slam. They're going to try to turn it around off of that. There's another Fissure. Garter playing ballsy, but ends up going to be in a feed, I do believe. Does end up being a 3 for 2. One of them was Maybe, so certainly worth it. But you know what else happened there, my friend? How about we just line up all in a row once again?
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah, their positioning, it's not optimal, but still in a fantastic position. But the kill on PPD, actually, it was a deny. So even though that Earthshaker ulti was huge, he actually didn't get the kill. It was just a very lucky deny for the sake of that Pudge. But yeah, like, all they have to do is just put one hero on like the melee racks, another all the way upwards left, hitting the ranged, and then someone else behind, kind of poking at it, running backwards, poking at it, and just kind of making it a little bit more difficult at least. But they're just like, nope, we don't care, and took a lot more unnecessary damage.
Well, EG manages to keep their rack standing, but still on the ropes for sure. As they're about 15, is it 15? Not quite that high. They actually dip it back down to 4-digit territory. Still relatively high lead, especially for a sub 30-minute game. CDEC elected to go ahead and reset. Would imagine they're going to wait out another Roshan just to be safe. That tends to be their play style, and they certainly have room to do so. As, again, it's kind of deja vu all over again. This lone core kind of a drafting style from EG is just not panning out. They're way too one-dimensional once you get into this stage of the game.
Well, to be fair, if this starts to go and, like, say, EG wins another team fight, I don't think CDEC's cores are that, you know, top-heavy as far as late game is concerned either. Like, Troll, he's great against Lycan. He's been doing fantastically this game, but other than him, there's really no one else to like carry this game. You know, they essentially have like a 1.5 with a Panda, so he's got to be pretty careful about his positioning and make sure he doesn't get blown up. Have his trigger finger ready for that BKB because this pickup of Owie is actually quite large. So they could easily just team wipe them in a matter of seconds if they all clump up like they have been doing.
Yep.
If they all clump up, they get ravaged, they get epicentered, and then the Owie ulti comes out with the Ags. There's potential here for EG to come back.
Well, they're going to have to defend, as once again CDEC seems to be rattling their saber down middle lane and ready to go to work. Universe has Ravage at the ready. All the big ultimates are at the ready. They've actually got Fear hiding out at top. Looks like he wants to play a split push game, and they do manage to force maybe to TP out.
Now, that's probably the biggest problem here with EG is Fear is so underfarmed. BKB Vlad's Medallion at 30 minutes. This is not where you want to be, of course. But just can't get things going. He's just has too much pressure with this, the potential of Troll Warlord just being on him this entire time. I should say Roshan will respawn right now. If that's scouted out, that will be a very fast Roshan for especially the side of CDEC. Not too bad for EG themselves.
Once again, CDEC playing a bit more cautiously now. And PPD's getting close to a 4 staff, so a little bit more utility on the way for him. We can see EG has warded quite defensively. They've got 3 wards down in their own jungle just to make sure they don't fall prey to wandering into the wrong neighborhood, just like Q did. PPD landing hooks.
Yeah, but you know, I've seen this a lot from Q specifically. He's done this. I mean, he's died 6 times so far, and of course, not all of them have been deaths like that, but many of them have. And if we remember this series against VP, his Skywrath was. He did not have a good game. Let's just put it mild.
No.
And I think he was like 3-16 or something like that. And needs to be a little bit more cautious about his positioning, honestly, because every single time he dies, it just makes it a little bit more harder to actually take objectives as a team of 5. Now, he is only level 9, so his respawn timer is just coming up right now, which is kind of a blessing in disguise, but the bottom line is he just needs to stop feeding.
EG, aware that Roshan is up, would imagine that CDEC assumes he is. They're moving as a team, don't see any smoke on anyone, so they're just going to go raw dog here. Yep, they just spotted it out, that haste rune from Brew. They know for sure the big man is available. 7 is going to be spotted out, and yes, they're going to end up getting solo Ravage. This is going to be a lot of damage, though. Here comes Navy right back in. Huge AoE ultimates coming out of CDEC. Universe blew that Ravage on just 1 target, and it cost his team. 3 for 2, and now Feared, he just can't man up against Maybe. He can't do it. Epicenter, though, is going to be able to catch out the Timbersaw. That's going to make it a 3 for 3.
Yep. The crowd is going wild, but I think it's a relatively even exchange, to be quite honest. Now, 2 cores are up for EG. Well, I should say call them like really a half a core. But I still think it was the right decision by Universe. I think that I was looking at that, I was like, okay, good initiation on to the Panda, but if they start using spells on him and he gets his ulti off, it's over. So if you initiate on him, you can't do it half-assed. You have to completely make sure he dies. Totally think it was the right decision by Universe. It was actually very close for him casting his ultimate, because he actually got the BKB off after he was stun locked, but the animation was just too slow and couldn't get it off. If he did, I think that's a complete 5-man wipe in favor of CDEC, so thank God for that for EG.
Speaking of BKB, wouldn't that have been a nice item for 7 to have had a second ago? He just completed it, so he had enough gold for it, just didn't have it on him. Yep. And they're going to move on in. And this is, if there is another downfall we can talk about with EG's squad, is when those ultimates are spent, if CDEC, if their respawn timers are reasonable, they know they can just go do stuff like this. Like, okay, you don't have Ravage and you don't have Epicenter. Good luck trying to fight.
And Canada has split, so there's no way that EG can contest this. So, very easy, fast Roshan. Maybe picks up that Aegis. Hopefully he won't get as unlucky as he did last time, because that was pretty detrimental.
Oh, yeah.
But look at this. This man's almost 6 slotted. He can complete a Saint and Yasha here with that. Another 4,500 gold. He can get a Manta if he wants to, and then another item will come up shortly after that. So, CDEC in the driver's seat right now.
Looks like they might want to go high ground. not gonna make the mistake they did last time and wait around too long on that Aegis.
Radiant's top tower
This time
is
gonna
under
make
attack.
sure it doesn't just magically whisk away
Dyer's
from the
middle tower is
inventory.
under
And
attack.
goes right to work. There's the hook thrown. There's gonna be a miss.
Wait.
Sumail tries to combo off of it. That's all I can assume is he was trying to combo off of the hook.
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
Dyer's middle
This is gonna be free racks. They don't have Ravage.
Yeah, they can't outplay without Ravage. I don't even know if they can, so there's definitely no reason to try to take a fight when you know you're going to
Radiant's
lose.
top tower has
Everything
fallen.
is up for CDEC. They got all their cooldowns. They got their Blink, of course, on the Earthshaker, who just completed a 4-step. Very nice items. I got to say, I've been actually very impressed with Garter. I know they lost the first series, but I actually still think he played the best he could.
There's going to be a vicious caught by the right on top of it. Forced to have. Not enough to get him to safety as he ends up dead behind it. Universe still has Ravage. And yeah, now he's going to go ahead and spin him at the BKBs. Yeah, the BKBs on the ready. Fear's going to go to work on Maybe. He's going to end up losing his Aegis at best. And just look at him go toe-to-toe with Fear. Fear's got to decide what he wants to do.
Radiant's top tower is
Brewmaster
under
ulti,
attack.
not the most effective. Maybe comes back up. And he's just going to take, yeah, looks like a couple of pot shots at little buildings. And now go ahead and bail out. So he loses his Aegis, but they take a Rax, and they look to be in pretty decent
They
position.
want to go back in.
There's no reason they shouldn't. Universe used Ravage. It's down.
Yep.
And Epicenter, I mean, if they want to wait on their BKB cooldowns, that's understandable. But after that, Epicenter doesn't matter.
Well, and he bought back as well, so maybe they have no problem with just backing off. They got the racks. They know that Tide Ravage is down. They can farm up a little bit. If they really want to take it safe, they can go for another Roshan, but I don't think they need to. I think that they can just kind of pummel through these fights. And that, okay, the first Ravage onto the Panda there, so he couldn't ult, was understandable, but that one was not optimal. Like, the one BKB was clearly showing, like Panda had it on for like a good 3 seconds, and then maybe was just too fast with his BKB usage. So all it hit was a full HP Timbersaw, and no one else could really combo on top of that. So not the best way to start that team fight. But of course, you know, you have to try to make some kind of opening when you know you're down. You're just watching your racks fall before your eyes. You feel like you have to do something, and maybe just frustration was settling in.
Well, EG does have a little room to spread their legs now, as CDEC has fallen back to a slightly more defensive position. Maybe, though, as you said, is getting into 6-slot territory, has a butterfly up. Like, I honestly have such a hard time imagining what in the hell they could do to kill him.
Yeah, it's very, very difficult. There will be no MKB coming out in the next 10 minutes.
Maybe just headhunting now. And, you know, it's kind of unfortunate. You know, Fear went with this very pure carry kind of a Lycan approach with the Assault Cuirass, the Vlads, the BKB. I feel like a book would have actually served him very well in extending this game and being able to split push some. Instead, CDEC, once again, taking things into their own hands as they're pushing in this bottom lane.
Yeah, Book, I think, would have been a little bit stronger as well. I don't think that the Assault Cuirass extra...
There's a hook. Maybe immediately BKBs. That's going to be PPD down.
Well, Panda's got to make sure he splits before this BKB's up, otherwise he's going to get comboed. I think he needs to be liberal about it. Just use it.
Here we go, Sumail. Two-man Ravage. And Epicenter. There's going to be the death ward. There's the split, though. Fear coming in. Maybe he's going to back off. And now turn to Garter. 4-step up to the high ground. And maybe just basically playing the Lycan Tamer. While the battle continues to rage into the Tier 3, Sumail doing what he can, but really he's just reached that point where the hero's fallen off a bit. And let's see, EG unable to save their Tier 3. They may be able to come out and get a kill on to maybe or to Sansheng.
Dyer's middle tower is under attack.
Nah, they're not willing to abandon this quite yet.
Yeah, well, Garter still has his ultimate.
Oh, there's a huge Echo Slam.
Dyer's bottom barracks
Sumail,
are
wrong
under
place,
attack.
wrong time. And Universe doing what he can, but it's another 100 seconds till Ravage is available. Maybe catches AUI and just blows him up. Gives him the fist.
Yeah, there's no buyback from Sumail either. He already used it in the last engagement when his mid-racks went down. Trying to pursue. Here comes Fear. Not going to do too much damage. There's evasion on Maybe. There's evasion on Bachi. There's evasion really on everyone once he catches that Drunken Haze. BKBs are out. PPD is dead. I imagine they call this relatively soon.
Yep. Would imagine so as well. 2 racks are down, soon to be 3. CDEC really, once again, I got to lay this on the draft. Yeah. The draft was just so good. The last pick, Timbersaw, solid in so many ways. And as cute as it would have been, it wasn't meant to be. as the support punt just not getting the job done here in game number 1. CDEC, who dropped their first series against Virtus Pro, now finds themselves 1 win away from at least temporary redemption, while Evil Geniuses finds themselves with their back against the wall and perhaps ready to hit the road early here in Las Vegas.